dad wanted me to always play football and golf, his two favourite sports. I wasn't good at neither of them, and I remember my dad had my uncle over and they were watching, they were always into sports, and my dad had my uncle over and they were watching Frank Bruno versus Mike Tyson. They're patriotic about, the fans were about Frank Bruno. There's a lot of hype about the fight, and he lost, and he was, I don't know, overwhelming. I didn't really understand, I was too young to know what was going on, but from that moment I always wanted to try and do boxing, and then yeah, about a year later I was allowed to do it, and yeah, that's it. I love the discipline of it. Yeah. When I watched the fight, I think I was 6, and I think my mum and my dad took me to the gym about 7. Yeah, maybe touching 8, so yeah, quite early. ABC, yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I was a little kid, but yeah, it was rough and ready, and you know, I think I even sparred on my first day, not knowing what, I don't know, they were just trying to chuck you in there just to give you a little feel of it, but it's I didn't know what I was doing, and yeah, I just enjoyed the discipline of it, and that's what I love, just you know, just pushing. Some great people there. There was Harry Scott, Dave Vasey, Bob Quinn, Islam Utiev, who trained me for the later part of my amateur career, and yeah, it was a hard working gym. Everyone worked hard and everything. It was great. Harry was the first person I knew from Harry Scott from the boxing. He's had some great fights coming through the gym, and you know, he was there every day. And the man never missed the gym at all. You know, he made the gym, and you know, it was great times. I imagine they don't even, I don't think they've changed. There's probably a boxing bag since I've been there, so it's quite an old-fashioned gym. And yeah, it gave me a lot of discipline. It kept me out from being on the streets all the time, and not, you know, I've got good parents. My mother and father were good. They gave me a lot of discipline themselves. Well, you know, taught me right from wrong. But you know, when you're a kid, you can be easily led, and I wanted to concentrate on sport instead of anything else. I never drank young. Nothing. So you know, it kept me away from all that, the drink, the drugs, being out, doing silly things. I wanted to try and stay on point. You know, I think I picked up more the technical aspect when I started winning competitions, looking at other fighters, boxing for England, and I think I got a bit more technical. I think that we all got there very, you know, they give 100%, you work hard, and I think I just got a bit more technical from boxing and at a high level.
You say you sparred on that, you think you sparred on that first, do you remember it?
I just remember, I think I was lifting my knee up or trying to protect my, geez, all these punches coming at me, you know, these kids that knew how to throw technical shots, you know, and I didn't know what I was doing. I might have had a couple of little mess about fights or scraps with kids, but nothing compared to a boxer, and you know, it was good, and I just loved it from then. Yeah, I boxed down in Bristol against a kid called Michael Graydon. He's no longer here no more, God rest his soul. And yeah, I boxed Michael down in I think it was Broadpain Boys Club, and yeah, I just remember going there. Every fight you have a little bit of nerves, makes you a bit sharper. No, you know, not super nervous, but just a little bit of sharp nerves. But I just remember going into that fight relaxed as any. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know about weigh-ins. I didn't know, you know. I just got in there and that's it. And then I just enjoyed the buzz.
Did you win?
No, I lost, but I won the second fight by knockout. My second fight, and I think I had a string of wins then from then. I think my spark from the training, just looking how good I was comparing myself to people, and then start winning some competitions. And I think that's when, you know, maybe late teenager, I started really focusing into it. I think I had 98 fights and I think I lost 14, and yeah, so and as a professional, now 24 I think is that, and 24 wins, so yeah, we're going good. It was great, you know. I got a brother and sister and my mum and dad, and it was great. You know, my dad worked very hard. My mum made sure the house was immaculate. The food was on the table, and we had a lot of laughs growing up, and we were a very close family, and that was the key. I remember a lot of laughs and a lot of music in the house, and it was good.
And the whole family have been a massive supporter of you from day dot with boxing.
Massive support. You know, they took me to the gym every day. You know, twice a day, and whenever, you know, it's, you know, boxing can be, it's a part of your lifestyle really. And my mother took me every day, and my dad let me off work to train, and yeah, it was. They gave a lot of their time for me to fulfill my boxing career. Yeah, I remember, I think I was like, so if I won that fight I would have been the youngest person ever to win the ABAs. And it was a close fight. I think a lot of people thought I won, a lot of people, you know, it's close, and he got to the final of the ABAs the year before, if I remember rightly, and he's from London, and he was in at the XL Arena, so I think, you know, they swerved a bit towards Michael Grant, but I think I stopped every single person on the way to that, and I did catch Michael with a good shot, and he was going, but I just couldn't capitalise on it, and he got the nod. But yeah, it was great. I think I went to the Four Nations and I won that competition straight after. But yeah, you know, I was 17, and you know, I was always quite strong. I think the work made me, for a young lad, I was always quite strong. And I think that the construction and all the work that we were doing gave us that.
When did you kind of really realise you had some power in those fists?
I just think later on in my later teens, 15, 14, I was getting a lot of stoppages in my fights, and I think that's when I started realising, you know, I had some strength behind me. Yeah.
And at that point, were you already thinking Commonwealth, Olympics, professional?
Yeah, I was trying to just think about I was thinking about Olympics. That's all. That was my main goal as an amateur, to try and get to the Olympics. And I was in the Olympic squad, but I don't know. I just think I had a nut, and I wanted to turn pro. And after I just sort of found I didn't have the same love for the amateurs. I don't know if the scoring, I didn't know if it suited me. I was more of a physical fighter, and I think that's why I wanted to go professional and excited to try and turn pro. And my family wanted me to try and stay amateur a couple more years, but I wasn't enjoying it.
Looking back, is that a decision that you think was a correct decision, or is it something you regret? Would you have liked to have gone to an Olympics?
I don't know really. I don't know. I don't really dwell. I think this is my path, and that's it. Yeah, I made my decision, and that's it.
First come away to Jamie as an amateur, and watching boxing in the championships, and I was a big fan straight away. I liked his go-get mentality. I like that bit of fire in him. He's got that fire. That's a little bit different to what most fighters have. He's just got a real go-get killer mentality, and he does it with a smile on his face. He really enjoys it.
And when did you first meet Jamie, and to actually talk to and kind of get to know him?
He was on a squad down in Crystal Palace, and he was actually talking to my son Thomas. Thomas got on really well with him. That would have been about 2005. And like I said, I was a big fanboy then. I was a big fanboy then anyway. I just paid a lot of attention to him. I'd seen him at the squads, but Jamie was always fairly quiet, really humble lad, and always had a smile on his face. But he's never once to really. He just didn't say an awful lot. He just give you a nod, smile, hello. Never wants to get into an awful lot of conversation. I seen Jamie in a fight in the Four Nations, and he got public warning. He got 2 public warnings, I think, in that fight, and he was laughing all the way through it, and he performed awfully. And I was laughing my socks off. I thought, these kids crackers. I'd absolutely love to work with him. I'd love to have him in the gym. And it's crazy, because I didn't go out my way to make that happen. It just happened that way. We ended up working together. It's crazy.
Boxed Eddie Corcoran in the final. Very good amateur he was, and I won the ABAs, and I won it by about 20 points. Boxed very well that night, and yeah, it was great. And then after that, I think I went and boxed in the Commonwealth Games and won gold there. But yes, amateur, the amateur boxing, I had a lot of great times with the sport and the people and the places I went to. It was great.
How good was it to box at the Commonwealth and obviously win gold? Yeah,
it was great. It was great for my family, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a nice place to box in Australia, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Obviously, you got to the final there, and then the final didn't actually happen because, for whatever reason, your opponent didn't step into the ring. Did that take any of the gloss off the achievement for you?
No, I think they were worried because you already guaranteed a silver medal. Why would you not go in there even if you had one arm and one leg? Well, I was boxing very well at tournament, so yeah, I just think they were worried and they pulled out, and made no difference. I remember I was just sat in the changing room actually ready to go 10 minutes to go on to fight with the gloves on, everything, and then they come in, and I was actually with Terry Edwards, and they said, you want the good news or the bad news? The bad news, you're not fighting. The good news, you want a gold medal, and it makes no difference. But yeah, we won it. I was there to go.
Yeah, and then you had a massive homecoming in Swindon, so that's probably the first time that you kind of felt the town behind you.
Yeah, it was real good. The whole town was behind me, and yeah, there's a lot of people that turned out, and yeah, it was quite strange really, because I'm not someone that likes attention too much or anything like that, and it was just a bit weird to get used to.
And you're still very young at that point as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about George for a second. Obviously, he did really well in the ABAs and was an England teammate of yours at times. So, at what point were you aware of him as a boxer, as an amateur boxer?
I was aware of George all through the schoolboys, I think, not schoolboys, the juniors, or I can't remember when I boxed for England. I think we shared rooms when we were boxing for England, and we ended up pairing and being in the same room. When we were youngsters, I briefly remember it, but yeah, you know, that we're all there to do the same thing, perfect our craft and be the best we can. And I remember teaming up with George, quiet guy, just got on with his stuff. And
presumably at that point in time you thought he was a pretty decent amateur as well?
Yeah, he was, to box for England you had to be good, so yeah, he was obviously rated. He was a lot bigger than me. I think he's been 75. He was 75 kilo. I was 64, and yeah, it was good.
Obviously, after the Commonwealth, you made that decision to turn professional. Give us an idea of what your thought process was in making that decision, and how hard a decision was that for you?
No, it wasn't. I already wanted to turn professional, but I think my family wanted me to give it a couple more years. But you know, sometimes can be a bit stubborn. Maybe it should have stayed for the Olympics, but I wanted to turn pro, and I was hungry, and yeah, they supported my decision, and obviously they would have fully backed whatever we were doing, so it wasn't too bad in the end.